What is going on, people? It's Archery. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am back with another Draft League match from the GLDL. This is my Week 8 set versus Tomb, coach of the Psycho Cut Sceptiles. And man, this one was a doozy. I have a lot of information I want to share with you guys about this match before I get into it. Just want to let you know the timestamps are always in the description if you want to skip ahead to the match if you don't care about what I have to say. So I appreciate if you stick around the entire time, but it is what it is. If you don't care, you want to see the match, go ahead, skip. The timestamps are in the description, specifically for that reason. So let's just get right into it. So looking at Tomb's team, pretty good. It has a lot of mons that I'm pretty familiar with, I would say. I love the Glacier Hatterene combo. I ran that with Torkoal, back when Glacier first came out. It was pretty good. So the Palisand Selgor is also a really good combo. I love the Riolu on this team because a lot of mons on his team can benefit from coaching. Ditto's also really scary. Wobbuffet's a threat. The Sceptile Vulpix is really interesting, and I think Sceptile is a little bit underexplored in draft, especially in a Dynamax VGC format, but it is what it is. Tomb is taking advantage over here on this team, and I think he's had a little bit of success with it so far. It is his team mascot, so shout out to him for that one. But let's just get right into the team that I brought. So I brought the dedicated lead that I was thinking about bringing was a Cantonian Persian. Actually, it's getting its debut. It's been brought in team preview, but it's never been actually used in the game before, and I thought this week was pretty good. Originally, I had Mr. Mime in the Persian slot, but I'll get into that a little bit later. The team I brought was basically a supportive Persian set. It's a very underrated support Pokemon, by the way. Fake Out, Icy Wind, Switcheroo, Charm. Switcheroo eject button on the Persian. So the deal was, if he led, let's say for example, Hatterene Togetic, or let's say for example, Sceptile Vulpix, I beat those leads 100% of the time because of the Unnerve ability. And the Unnerve ability makes it so that your opponent can't eat berries while your Unnerve Pokemon is on the field. So, for example, if the Hatterene is Babiri Berry and I max Excadrill right in his face, he can't eat his Babiri Berry. So that's a really underexplored ability. And I think it's one of the things that makes Persian so good. It's because you have the Fake Out support and you can just hit the opposing Pokemon for super effective damage. And since it's draft, you don't have to worry about the berries, which are actually really clutch in certain situations. So I think that's really undervalued, and I think it's really good. So yeah, I have Switcher eject button, and I have Expert Belt Excadrill. Now, I'm gonna say this now. I had Life Orb on it, but I also brought Primarina, and in certain situations, I needed the Life Orb damage on Primarina to get the calcs I wanted. Okay, I'm not going to say what those were in case I meet with Tomb in playoffs, but I will say I needed the Life Orb on Primarina, and I went with the Expert Belt on Excadrill, considering that all the Pokemon that he was going to be maxing, besides Palisand, I was going to be hitting for super effective damage, and I had other things on this team like Life Orb Primarina to deal with the Palisand, as well as Choice Spec Zoroark, which I will get into here in a second. So keep in mind, I went with Expert Belt because I needed the Life Orb on Primarina, and you're going to get a little bit of a spoiler. You guys are going to see the damage difference between Life Orb and Expert Belt actually cost me in game 1, and you will see here in a second. So other than that, we have the Gigalith. I went with Shiny Gigalith this week. Now, word on the street is, I heard from somebody, a little birdie told me, Shiny Gigalith is actually a jinx. Now, I don't know how true that is or not, but he said that Shiny Gigalith has always jinxed him in games, okay? So, I just want to point that out there. Luck is not already on my side. Just kidding. It actually has nothing to do with it, but it's just a funny superstition. So, I'm not being serious, I'm being facetious, don't worry about it. I'm bringing the Specs Zoroark, with Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Grass Knot. This covers his entire team for super effective damage. And then I got Support Dragapult, which I actually haven't brought this season. which I think is really, really good. It's very, very fast and gets screens, Will-O-Wisp, disable, really good coverage moves overall. So I ran Reflect, Light Screen, Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball with a Sash on that. So that's pretty much the team. Like I said before, I really regret two things before I get into the match. I really regret not bringing Mr. Mime, because the last few weeks he has brought this Riolu set. Now the problem with this is I actually haven't seen a video of him playing with the Riolu set, so all I see is the paste. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, he likes running the Bullet Punch into Hatterene for weakness policy, which is cool. However, he doesn't get Trick Room up very reliably at all. So he's got to try and work around that. If he doesn't bring Togetic, then he doesn't get it up reliably at all. So I felt pretty confident going into this game, because I originally had Mr. Mime, and the Mr. Mime set was Fake Out, Freeze Dry, Helping Hand, Trick Room. And the reason why I brought the reason why I was bringing the Mr. Mime was to try and deny Trick Room as much as possible, because outside of Trick Room, my team runs over his every day of the week, especially with the Sand Rush on Excadrill and the Expert Belt to cover everything that I need to cover. And I had the Primarina for the Palisand, so if he maxes the Palisand, I just don't max Excadrill and then stall out his max and max Primarina and win. It's basically that simple. That's the game plan. So going into this, I really, really wish I had Mr. Mime to deny Trick Room. You'll see why in a second. And another thing I really wish I did was not be so greedy in prep. I'll tell you guys right now, the roll on this, a max Steel Spike from my Excadrill into max Hatterene, max HP, Dynamax Hatterene, is a 75% roll in my favor. So I have a 75% chance of winning the game turn 1. And I realized this in prep, and I said, you know what? You only live once. Let's go for it. So 75% chance is pretty favorable. I will take those odds every day of the week, even though, I choose not to run moves like Fire Blast. If I can't, if I can help not running Fire Blast, I won't. So, I'm actually running Flamethrower on this Zoroark because I do not want to run Fire Blast. I'm actually going to check this live. I don't even think it gets Fire Blast. It doesn't. So, yeah, that doesn't really matter. But I choose to run non-accuracy reliant moves on Pokemon as much as possible, because I don't want to risk losing a game because of a stupid Fire Blast miss that wouldn't matter if I would have just ran Flamethrower. I've seen this happen many, many, many times, and it's happened many, many times to me over the course of me playing in Draft League. So that's pretty much the team, guys. I was expecting the Glastrier, Hatterene, Togetic for sure, and then I knew either he had to bring the Sceptile Vulpix mode or the Selgor Palisand mode, so I wasn't really sure. And then the last one, I had no idea. I was expecting some sort of Ditto set, because Ditto, let me tell you something right now, real quick before I get into the match. Choice Scarf Ditto wrecks my Sand mode, okay? Because what he can do is he can imposter and transform into my Excadrill, be faster than my Excadrill because he traces the Sand Rush, and then Oko me. He does like 60% to me with my own high horsepower. So I was actually really, really worried about that, which is the reason why I had Screens Dragapult. Anyways, let's just get right into the match. I will see you guys in game 1. Alright guys, back with game 1. He's got the Riolu, Hatterene, Sceptile, Selgor, Glastrier, and Palisand. So the first thing I'm thinking is he's probably got Yachi Berry on the Sceptile because he won't have the weakness policy. And since I see the Riolu Hatterene, I'm assuming he's got the weakness policy on Hatterene. And if it's not, then it's got to be Babiri Berry, and the weakness policy's got to be on Palisand. So at first I was thinking to myself, maybe he leads the Palisand Selgor game 1. But if he doesn't, then I have a backup plan for that. So I end up going with the Persian Excadrill lead and the Gigalith Primarina in the back, hoping that he doesn't get Trick Room up. However, if he does, I have a backup plan, and I have 2 modes with this 4. I have a Trick Room mode with Gigalith because I outspeed everything that he has under Trick Room, unless he's like Room Service Glastrier or something like that. Excuse me. And then the Excadrill outspeeds everything he has under or outside of Trick Room, because of Sand Rush. So speed control is in my favor. I see the Riolu Hatterene. So what I'm thinking he's going to do here is actually max guard coaching, which is actually really, really solid, and it was an issue for me in prep. So the deal is I just fake out the Riolu and then max Steel Spike into Hatterene, because if he doesn't, he's taken 50%, and then the following turn, even if he coachings, I kill him with Steel Spike later. On top of that, if he coachings and then bullet punches, I still OHKO him, because of the, unless he max guards, you know what I mean? So, if he max guards here, I'm in trouble, but if he doesn't, I have a 75% chance to OHKO. I will put the calc up on the screen right here. This is the calc, assuming that he does not max guard. And even if he is Babiri, like I said, the Unnerve ability will make him not able to eat his berry, which is really, really sick and was really, really good for me. And that was the reason why I brought Persian over Mr. Mime. But you guys are going to see right here, he protects the Riolu, and I said, okay, this is good. Now I know he's not protecting on the Hatterene. This is my chance. Please kill Excadrill, please, 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 and I don't. I'm going to post the calc right here again. Look, that I literally min-rolled my Steel Spike. I min-rolled it. And I lost my Dynamax turn 1. So like I said before in the prep, if I had Life Orb, I win this game. Guaranteed. Excadrill steamrolls his entire team, especially with Charm and Icy Wind support and everything like that. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need to stall out this Dynamax. How am I supposed to do this? So what I do here is I Icy Wind and then I protect on, or I mean I Moonblast into the Riolu, because presumably if he doesn't protect either, I get a double KO here, and he can't get Trick Room up because he's maxed Hatterene. So I figured, you know, this is a pretty safe play, and I actually see myself winning this endgame, even though I lost my Excadrill turn 1. So he max guards on the Hatterene, and I say, okay, at least Rielu's going down. Problem. That is insane. He copycatted his own max guard, which is Trick Room technically. The move is Trick Room, but when you Dynamax, Trick Room turns into max guard. So he copycats his own quote-unquote Trick Room and gets Trick Room up with a Dynamax Hatterene on the field. Tomb, I know you're watching. That is single-handedly the coolest tech I've ever seen. Ever. Ever. I'm dumbfounded right now. I don't know what to think. I think I just charm the Glastrier and protect on the Primarina, because I know I'm assuming that a max Psychic is coming my way, but he has the Overgrowth. So now I know he either doesn't have a Psychic move or a Fairy move, which is important. So what I do here is I just charm the Glastrier. However, with Trick Room up, he just outspeeds and KOs me. So as you guys can see, this game is quickly falling out of my hands. There's only one way for me to win this game right here, and it is if I either crit or flinch the Glastrier with Rock Slide, and hit the Hatterene with Rock Slide and get the double KO here. That is what I need. That is the only way I win. Here's the shiny Gigalith. It looks beautiful. I have to say, Gigalith's shiny is incredible. I actually love both, but I love Gigalith's shiny so much. It's one of my favorite shinies in the game. So like I said, the only way I win here is if I crit or flinch the Glastrier with Rock Slide, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be doing about 75%. So it's not a guaranteed OHKO, and because he outspeeds me under Trick Room, or outspeeds my Primarina under Trick Room, I can't get the double KO without taking damage on something. And then assuming he's got Sceptile on the back, I just lose outright, right? Because he's got the Grassy Terrain, and I don't have Rindo Berry on either of these. So I missed the Rock Slide on Glastrier. Listen, I'm not tilting yet, okay? I'm not tilting, because I'm still in this game. I just have to flinch whatever is in the back twice to win the game. Assuming I hit the Rock Slide next turn, right? That Moonblast is doing great damage, so he is 100% in range of Rock Slide now. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is winnable for sure. Like, I just need to flinch whatever is coming in, and I have coverage to beat whatever is coming in. So if it's Sceptile, I have Ice Beam. If it's Palisand, I have Hydro Pump. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, all I have to do is hit the Rock Slide on the Glastrier, and then flinch Palisand. Like, that's not that hard, right? Like, this game is totally winnable. Like, even though I lost my Dynamax turn 1, it is so winnable. So you'll see here in a second, things never really go my way. You know, it is what it is. 2 Rock Slide misses, I mean, they're okay. I mean, I needed hacks to win this game after I lost my Dynamax, but it is what it is. He played pretty good. Not gonna lie, the copycat Trick Room was insane. Like, I can't even be mad I lost this game. Even though I did lose, and the hacks was a little bit unfortunate, it is what it is. I knew the risk going into this game, and I took it, and it just didn't pan out. So, it is what it is. I'm not really mad. I know I can win game 2 because of how close this was, even with my bad RNG. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I just don't replicate my bad RNG and I play good, I can win this next game. Here's where the problem starts. I start to overthink a little bit. Considering how close it was and how good he played, I assume that he's going to make an adjustment. Now, the best adjustment to my lead would have been Palisand Isilgor. So I think to myself, okay, he might go for that lead. And a good middle ground for me is leading the Persian Zoroark and disguising the Zoroark as Excadrill to make him think that I'm replicating the same lead. However, I'm saving my Dynamax on the Excadrill for late game. So that was kind of my plan going into this. I think that's a pretty good adjustment. Even though I definitely could have won game 1 without the... Sorry, my mom's calling me. I forget where I was going. Damn it, Mom. Sorry about that, guys. I could have won game 1 if it went my way a little bit more, but it is what it is. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's going to Dynamax the Hatterene and do the same exact thing. Or he's going to Bullet Punch the Hatterene and expect me to over-predict. So what I do here is, I go for the switcheroo into Hatterene with the eject button, and I Sludge Bomb the Hatterene because I'm Zoroark, presumably to get rid of the Dynamax. And switcheroo is not blocked by Magic Bounce, by the way. I just want to let you guys know it is not blocked by Magic Bounce. Which is really good information to know and keep it in the back of your head when you're going up against Hatterene. So he goes for the max guard, and I'm expecting coaching here. Problem is, he just goes straight for the copycat Trick Room. So I'm thinking to myself, oh no, like, hands in the face. I'm not tilting yet, guys. Trust me, I'm not tilting yet. I still can win this game. The only problem is I have one Dynamax option under Trick Room, and that is Gigalith. You know, the problem is it's not really that great into his team, I have to be honest, because he has a lot of ways to hit me for super effective damage. And I have no way to get Gigalith in for free here because he's got Overgrowth. So what I do is I just go for the switcheroo Sludge Bomb into Hatterene because I'm running out of time and I don't know what to do. So he's going for the Bullet Punch, and he gets the Weakness Policy off, which is a really cool tech, by the way. Really cool. So he goes for the Max Flare into Zoroark. He sees that it's Zoroark, which means that my Excadrill is still at full HP. So I make a huge misplay here. I should have gone into... I definitely should have gone into Gigalith and Rock Slided. Okay. But you're going to see here that I'm an idiot. I'm so glad I can laugh about this game now because last night I was so tilted. You guys don't even understand. So I heavy slammed into a Dynamax Pokemon. You can't do that. Listen to me. I only have seen this interaction once in my entire life, and it was a long time ago, and I just totally, it just completely went past my mind. If I Stomping Tantrum there, I am in a great spot. I just clicked Heavy Slam because I was greedy for the damage. And you're gonna see I actually went for the Charm because I'm assuming what's gonna come in next is actually Glastrier. So what I do is I Heavy Slam, thinking that I'm gonna get the eject button out, right? And then I'm gonna Charm the Glastrier on the switch in. So it was actually a good play if I clicked Stomping Tantrum, but I didn't. I clicked Heavy Slam, and I'm an idiot, 100%. So that sucked. it is what it is. He played pretty good overall. I just suck, and I messed up a lot. So I see that he's got the weakness policy boost. I know he's got overgrowth and flare. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Trick Room is still up for 2 turns. So what I'm stupid. I'm actually stupid. Like, I literally meant to click protect, but I clicked Dynamax and forgot to take it off. So I'm like, wait a minute, I just wasted a turn of max for literally nothing, and this sucks. Like, this is so unbelievably bad for me, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Trick Room's over next turn or this turn. I can't really remember which one. I do know, however, that this Steel Spike would have killed 100%. Especially with the Icy Wind and Sand Chip, it would have killed 100% even if he was at +1. So I definitely could have done that, but I was protecting to try and stall out the Trick Room. And yeah, so I wasted a turn of max for nothing, which it could have been useful, but you know, it is what it is. I know that Heavy Slam, that was the tilter. I've been playing on the back foot this entire game because of turn 1, and just like in game 1, I don't know, I went for a risky play and it didn't pan out. So I don't know, I gotta really look over this and really think over my thought process on this game. You're gonna see here, I go for the Steel Spike into the Glastrier, and he goes for the coaching and superpower into my Excadrill, if I'm not mistaken. And Okos. Oh, I mean, it doesn't Oko. It almost Okos. I go for the Charm on the Glastrier. It doesn't really matter. And then I go for the Steel Spike in the Glastrier. Even if he's Babiri, doesn't matter. So, you know, I'm still in the game technically, right? Like, technically, I'm still in the game. I just need it to be not Palossand, and I'm in a very good spot. I need it to be Sceptile so unbelievably bad, because if it's Sceptile, I have the max Flutterby tech for it, which means that I can just outspeed him, since Trick Room's gone now, and Flutterby into it, and then I see Palossand, so I'm like, okay, this game's over. So good on him for bringing the Palossand. Oh my gosh, this game was just a huge tilter for me. Very uncharacteristic of me. I went for big plays when I'm normally not that type of player. Ever. I just felt really confident going into this week, because the matchup was in favor for me on paper, but Tomb's a really good player. I've seen that, I think in another game earlier in the season, he played really good. It might have been against Krabby. I don't know for sure, but as you can see, that Quake does nothing. I needed it to Oko there to win this game. Excuse me. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just kind of shaking this one off a little bit. I could have played better. I genuinely could have, but you know, if I would have crit the Quake there, I would have won for sure, because I can just come in with, or he comes in with Hatterene and I just Oko him. But I needed the crit. The crit won me the game there. There were a couple situations where crits win me the game, and I just don't get it. So you can't really ask for a good RNG. You can't really ask for hacks. It's just part of the game. It's the game we love. It's the game we play. So there's no point in complaining about it. We all know what's going into this game before we even start, and that's possibility to get it hacked out. Problem is, I was not okay with it. I'm actually still in this game, even though I just need a lot of luck here. I need to get a couple Iron Head flinches, and you know, like, look at that. That's actually good damage. So after this Icy Wind and I believe another Iron Head, I need this Iron Head flinch, and then I think I need one more after this to win the game, and I don't get it. Like I said before, you can't really ask for RNG, but if the RNG was there for me, I could have won. Like I said, you can't really ask for it though. And I played really shitty this game. I should have Stomping Tantrumed. I don't know why in the world I Heavy Slammed. I did it for the damage. Turns out you can't even Heavy Slam Dynamax Pokemon. I knew this, forgot about it. Really unfortunate, but I think I'm just talking in circles here. Right here, you're just gonna see a combination of him trying to secure the game with recover on the, or I mean shore up on the Palossand, and I'm just going to be continuously Icy winning, so I'm just going to talk over the gameplay. He wins this game 2 or 3-0, I believe, so He just continuously Giga Drains and then shore ups and then Giga Drains and shore ups just to secure the win. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I knew I lost, so I just continuously clicked Icy Window. It didn't really matter to me, so. Yeah, GG to Tomb. I learned a lot this week. I learned never to take chances with calcs because in Pokemon, it'll bite you in the ass. This one's on me. I can't blame the game for low rolling. I could have ran Life Orb on the Excadrill to guarantee it, but I was greedy in prep, and it was rough for me. I feel like I say a lot. Do I say a lot? I'm sorry if I do. I really think I say a lot. I'm trying, guys. I really am. Trust me. Oh my god, I just did it again. So, bottom line, this game was really fun to prep for. I had a really in-depth prep session for this team because a lot of his Dynamax threats were really threatening. Glastrier, the Palossand, Sceptile, Hatterene, like, you name it, and he had Togetic, which is one of the better redirectors in the format, in my opinion. Even though not a lot of Pokemon benefit from having a flying type as a redirector, typically you want to have a flying redirector with a Pokemon who can benefit from not getting hit by ground moves, right? So, or, you know, like fighting moves or something like that, but I suppose it's okay with Glastrier, but, you know, his team's really solid. I really love his team comp. You know, Glastrier is one of my favorites. He's a really good battler. His prep is really sick. Tomb, I know you're watching, dude, and anybody else who may be watching, you guys need to understand, this tech is insanity. Prankster, Copycat, your own Trick Room. Like, okay, he max guarded, and the max guard move before it was max guard is Trick Room, so the Copycat works like that. I did not know that's how that worked. I've been playing VGC for years, and I've never seen anything like that. So, you know, I just want to give huge props to Tomb. He deserved this win. Even though RNG wasn't in my favor, he hit that tech alone just, oh my god, it blew me away. My jaw hit the ground when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, that is insanity. So, you know, props to Tomb for that. Like, I never would have seen that coming. That is insane. I'm still flabbergasted. I'm literally flabbergasted. I have no words. Except for GG to Tomb for winning this game because he deserves it. That's pretty much for me. That's pretty much it for me. I have nothing else to say. GG to Tomb. I'm gonna try and do better next week. I would have been more mad about this match if it would have knocked me out of playoffs, but I am 4-4 after this match, so I'm sitting pretty right now. I believe I'm middle of the pack right now. After starting 1-3, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. I've been 3-1 since I've gotten this team. This is the first loss, and this loss I'm not even mad about, honestly, like I said before. So, looking to bounce back next week. I play Raz next week. Raz, I'm coming for you, bro. My guy Raz, that's my guy. He's in first place. I'm coming for you, Raz. Let's get it, man. GG to Tomb once again, and for anybody that may be watching, thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it, and it's been Archery. Peace out, guys.